To answer your question, yes, we are two adult women. And yes, we love Bieber, and that's why we're publicly stalking him.
We're crazy.
Hey! Maybe he's what America needs. One nation under beams. We're gonna be two less lonely girls. We're gonna be two less lonely girls. We love Justin Bieber, and let us be clear, we're not being ironic at all.
Hosted by Corinne Fisher and Rosebud Baker.
Welcome back to Two Less Lonely Girls, you guys. I'm Rosebud Baker, coming at you live from my bedroom, where I've been quarantined for about 3 days now with the flu. I've been making all kinds of bad decisions. I just couldn't stop. You know what? This shit was bound to happen to me. I couldn't fucking stop. I just kept going. I was like, you know, it's like my dog died, my boyfriend and I broke up, and I just was like, it's fine. No, it's fine. I'll just keep going. I'll just keep piling on projects on top of one another, and it won't matter because I'm fucking invincible, and I'm not. I'm just not. And I got hit with 102-degree fever, and I've been fucking dying. I mean, I've barely been drooling. I'm still drooling, but I've been barely drooling. Just had to take a pull. Anyway, it's going to be hard for me to string thoughts together because my fever's still going on, but I do have a fun story. When you have a fever, you make a lot of bad decisions, and your girls made some poor decisions this week. Now, let me begin this by saying that I have an ex who lives in California who told me to promise to tell him if I was ever single again. Now, this was like years ago that he told me this. But I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll tell you if I'm single again. And I remembered that he asked me to do that, probably 3 weeks after my breakup. So I texted him 3 weeks after my breakup, and I just wrote, hey. And I didn't hear back from him. Now, this guy is like a carpenter. Let's call him Chris. Okay, he's a carpenter. He works on Bryan Cranston's house, which is like a weird fact, but it will play into the story. Anyways, yesterday, my new roommate was like, I'm going to see a matinee of Bryan Cranston's new play on Broadway. And as she was leaving, I was like, oh, hold on a second. And I wrote out a note. And I was like, if you happen to meet Bryan Cranston, give him this note for me. And the note read, I'm going to pull up the note right now. Hold on a second. This is what the note read. Hold on. Sorry. The note said, Bryan, my ex-boyfriend, Chris, worked on your house and won't text me back. Period. Please give him this note and tell him I'm single. Rosebud. Just first name. Nothing else. No last name. No, hey Bryan, I'm a huge fan of your work. Loved Breaking Bad. You're a fantastic actor. It was really just like, hey messenger boy. My ex won't return my phone calls. Tell him I'm looking for him. That's basically what the note said. And, but it was to Bryan fucking Cranston. Anyways, little did I know, my roommate had backstage passes to meet Bryan Cranston. So, she gave him this note. And 2 hours later, I got a text with a screenshot from my ex. The screenshot was of a text that Bryan Cranston sent to him with a picture of my note on it. And his text read to me, you should really be medicated. Which is correct. I should be medicated. I needed medication at the time that I wrote that note. I desperately needed Tamiflu, and Brooklyn was pretty much out of it. I got the last box of Tamiflu in Brooklyn this morning. So, am I making poor decisions? Yes. But can it be held against me? No. No, it cannot. I was in a fever dream. I don't even know what to say. I cannot believe that this note got to my ex and that he then texted me and told me that I should be medicated. First of all, rude. You made me promise to tell you that I'm single again. So the fact that I did so through Bryan Cranston is pretty fucking cool. All right? Is it psychotic? Slightly. But is it creative? Yes. Yes, it is. Let me just say that what I lack in intelligence, I make up for in creativity. Okay? Now, another thing, I have to move on. I can't believe this shit happened. Also, just to let you guys know, the ex is calling me. He said he's calling me on Monday. Is it worth it? I don't really know. I mean, it was worth it for the story. I don't know if he's worth dating again. I mean, it's like, that's a step backwards. You know what I mean? We're evolving creatures. We don't move backwards. We move forwards like sharks. Also, I think it's like a little weird that somebody makes you promise to tell them if you're single again. It's like, I don't know. It makes it feel like they put their lives on hold or something. But I doubt that he did that. I'm sure he's like completely over it and he's calling me just to make sure that I have a doctor. Anyway, I listened to Ariana's 7 Rings. Not that impressed. Sorry. It's not that great. It's just not that great. I know that people love it, but, and I checked Twitter, and Twitter was losing their fucking minds over it because they always do. It's like nothing can just like be a new song on Twitter. It can't just be like, hey, Ariana put out this new song. It's got to be like, Ariana put out a new song, burn your fucking houses down. It's like, can we hear the song first? Can we decide if we like it? Because it feels like I don't even get to have a choice anymore. Because you guys are so crazy about Ariana that I can't even decide if this song is really worth my time. Which, I listened to it. Is it a nice song? It's alright. It's alright. It's no Thank You Next. Thank You Next was a fucking banger. Thank You Next was an inspired piece of art. This shit, 7 Rings was like, okay, so you have a lot of money. And you buy your own hair? Like, of course you do. Obviously. I don't know. I was just like, I'm not inspired by this. I want to hear Ariana. You know what I would love? I would love a song about her pig. I would love a song about Piggy Smalls. That's what I would love. You know what else I would love is a fucking song about Justin Bieber. I would love Ariana to do a song about Justin. Sorry, my dog was sleeping, and it looked like he was having a seizure for a second. Charlie, are you up? Are you awake? Are you okay? Fuck. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I'm literally traumatized by Alabama dying. I mean, it's fucking traumatizing. Every time Charlie moves, I'm scared he's dying. This is why I got the flu. I'm just like, my whole life blew up. And then I wouldn't stop to slow down. Anyways, I didn't mean to make that so dark. Charlie, are you awake? Okay. What I was saying is I would love Ariana to do a song about Justin Bieber. I would love that. I would like her to do a song that's like, Justin, where is your next album? I'm pulling all the weight here. I am making all of Scooter Braun's money, and you are just fucking running around on a jet ski somewhere. which is really what Justin is doing. I mean, what is he doing? I want to see him make some fucking music. I know he's got an album coming out, guys. He does. He's got his best of album, but it's like he's already got a best of album, I feel like. He already had one best of album. Or it was like, maybe it was like a limited thing, edition. I feel like he did, though. Anyways, it's just for like a decade in the music industry. But I mean, we can shave off about 2 of those years because he hasn't done shit for the music industry in the last 2 years. So has he been in the music industry? Yes, he deserves the credit for that. Yes. I mean, he's been on other people's tracks and shit, but it's just like, I want him to fucking put out an album so bad. I'm truly sick of it. I'm sick of him just running around on roller skates all day long with Haley. Like, this isn't fucking Disneyland. You have fans that are waiting for music, and you're just fucking around, Justin. It's upsetting. You know, the last 3 days with the flu would have been a lot better if Justin had a new album out. At least I'd have something to listen to. You know, I miss him. I miss him. I miss him, and I'm disappointed. Am I mad? No, but I'm disappointed. I don't know what to say. I think that's all I got, really, for today. I know that's just 11 minutes, but I have a fever, and frankly, I'm starting to break a sweat. My jeans are sweaty. My jeans have been sweaty for 2 days. I've been sweating in my jeans. I just keep looking at my dog, making sure he's not dying. All right. You guys, thank you for tuning in this week. I'm so sorry that I wasn't there with Corinne, but we have a bunch of episodes coming up for you that are going to be so great. We have a bunch of guests lined up that are going to be so fun. We're going to be doing some deep dives into some fucked up shit that's going on, and I can't wait. I fucking can't wait to show you everything that we have coming up. So, with that being said, I love you. You make me less lonely this week. You do. That's all. That's all for me. Bye.
Hello and welcome back to Two Less Lonely Girls. I'm Corinne Fisher and I'm very lonely today because I'm by myself in my bedroom and Rosebud's not here because we are quarantined. You know, we chose that life for ourselves. I don't know if you guys know this, but it is possible to spread the flu via excessive texting and Instagram storying about the flu, and Rosebud did that, and I caught it, and I just want to really thank her for that. So yeah, we both have the flu, so we're recording separately today, but don't you worry, we still have some information packed on Post-its that I'm going to read right now. So obviously, one of the biggest stories, not of this week, but in my life this week, because it's when I watched it, was the R. Kelly documentary. If you haven't seen it yet, it's called Surviving R. Kelly, and it's on Lifetime. You can watch it if you have Lifetime. You just go to the on-demand section, and if you don't have Lifetime, it's readily available on the internet. You just got to do like a little digging, but pretty much everything is available online. It's 6 parts, 6 hours long, definitely very much worth watching, but it's heavy. So, you know, maybe don't like order a pizza and invite friends over and be like, do you want to watch the R. Kelly documentary? Unless that's your kind of friendship, you know, because I really can't. I mean, I have the kind of friendship where I go to crime scenes and sometimes take photos. So I don't really know what to tell you. I'm going to talk about the more serious parts on another podcast, but this is my scoop for this week. So first of all, big news of the week is that R. Kelly blocked me on Twitter. And I only sent out 2 tweets. They weren't even that aggressive. One simply stated that instead of the Women's March, I think we should all get together, Gaston and the Villagers style, and hunt down R. Kelly like the beast. That's all I said. And then someone tried to be smart and was like, wasn't Gaston the bad guy? And I was like, yeah, but the beast was also the bad guy, even though he's not portrayed as the bad guy in the film. If you recall, the beast, number one, is holding Belle captive because, like, until she'll date him and teach him manners. And second of all, he locked her father, her beloved, kind, inventor father, in a prison cell in his castle. And the reason that he initially got turned into a beast in the fucking first place, which is what initially means, is that he was being a dick to everyone. It's movies like that that teach women, you know, as little girls, to just constantly forgive dudes for anything. Like, just constant, oh, you locked my dad up in a prison cell, but then you made me a nice dinner and a candlestick dance for me. Oh yeah, I guess you can get this pussy. I mean, I'm not going to go on a rant about Disney movies because too many comedians already do that at a mediocre to slightly above average level, and I don't need to add to that. But I mean, that's one I think we forget how badly the Beast treats Belle. And like, Belle is arguably the most intelligent Disney character we have been provided with. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, that's like, books are her thing. She's still hot, but books are her thing. Okay. So yeah, R. Kelly unfollowed me based on 2 tweets. A lot of people were pointing out that R. Kelly can't read, which in and of itself is not funny. That's terrible. But I mean, it is funny once you learn what a fucking monster he is. But I'm sure someone on his staff saw the tweets and was protecting him from seeing them, or he knows enough to decipher the word Gaston and know it's not good. And then the other comment I made was a little bit more serious. It was just a comment that sweeping the R. Kelly situation into the Me Too movement is a disservice to his victims, because it is so much more than the Me Too movement. It is absolutely part of the Me Too movement, but it's so much more than sexual assault. So that's all I'll have to say on that, because I mean, there's kidnapping, sex trafficking, which I mean, that's sexual assault, but on like a very high level. Starving, locking people up, keeping them captive. I mean, this goes beyond sex crimes. So anyway, but he blocked me on Twitter, but R. Kelly doesn't know that I have 2 Twitter accounts, because I also have my comedy duo Sorry About Last Night Twitter account. So I flipped back over there because he's only following like 623 people. And I was very curious who R. Kelly decided to follow. And I mean, speak of the devil, if all roads do not lead back to him, I don't know what to say. The first person that R. Kelly is following is Justin Bieber. Well, it might have actually been Scooter Braun, then Justin Bieber. But 2 of the only 623 people that R. Kelly is following, Justin Bieber, Scooter Braun. I thought that was, I mean, I don't know how many times we can say it. All roads truly lead back to Justin Bieber. So that was one thing I was thinking about this week. And then the second thing I was thinking about this week, I was out. My friend / personal trainer Luciana is moving to Los Angeles, and I'm very sad. But her name is Luciana Gattaca, and she usually teaches at Crunch Fitness, or if you want to hit her up on Instagram. I'm not sure if she's going to do personal training when she goes to LA. Highly recommend her. Sick body, great personality. So she's going to help you get a sick body. Truly loves fitness. And additionally, used to and still sometimes dabbles as a comedian, and she's really funny. So you get a sick body, someone who can handle jokes, and like she can handle like real, like, you know, comedian level jokes where they're getting pretty grim. And she didn't laugh at me too much when I really showed her how little coordination I have as a little Jew. She's Latina, so, you know, she has lots of moves, and they are fantastic. But yeah, we were at her going away party, and I was talking with my friend Amory, and the Ariana Grande song Thank You Next came on, and there's that line, you know, I'm seeing someone out, whatever, her name is what I thought was Aubrey and It's Gonna Last. And for some reason, I thought Ariana Grande's teacup pig was named Aubrey, and I thought she was referencing this pig in the song, and that she just has a deep relationship with her animal now, which really spoke to me. So again, I think I was projecting my own shit into her song, as we all like to do. But then in the back of my head, I was also like, I mean, this is kind of a serious song. Like, Pete Davidson is on Instagram, you know, threatening to end his life, and then you're fucking singing about how a pig replaced him. It did seem a little strange, insensitive, not as serious as you wanted the song to be after how intense the relationship was. And then just hearing Rosebud talk about the pig, I was like, oh, duh, the pig is definitely called Piggy Smalls, which, how did I forget that? You know, in the other important facts in my head, must have pushed it out. And then, but I'm not the only one who thought it was Aubrey. I looked on the internet, and a lot of people thought it was Aubrey, but a lot of people thought that she meant she was dating Drake, because Drake's legal name is Aubrey. So, or is it Audrey? Fuck, wait. Is it Audrey Graham, or I'm gonna take a research break for myself right now. Let's see. This is what happens. I'm the one who's always fucking taking research breaks because I can't stop getting facts. I love facts. Okay, let's see. Drake, real name. Oh no, Aubrey, I'm right. Okay, that's why I resonated with him in my, okay. Yeah, so his real name is Aubrey Drake Graham. And so when Ariana was referencing this Aubrey, because we misheard the lyrics, they thought that was a shout out to Drake, which would have made total sense. Because again, we hear what we want to hear, the public hears, but she's saying Ari, like short for Ariana. And so it was just a little line about self-love, which is beautiful, but a lot less exciting, Ariana. And also, you're the only one who calls yourself Ari. I mean, Ari, we think of fucking Ari Gold from Entourage. And that's not, thank God you're not dating Jeremy Piven, because he's substantially shorter than you would think in real life. I've been on several shows with him, you know, because he was slightly Me Too'd. I mean, he did it to himself. And now he headed into the realm where no matter how much sexual assault you commit, you're safe. Stand-up comedy, baby. So I've been on a lot of shows with him, and that's, he loves to tell a story about being a celebrity. We should actually get him on. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to do 2 Less Lonely Girls. Only thing is, he doesn't like getting made fun of. And like, I mean, you have to be, I mean, that's like, you have to allow yourself to get made fun of if you're a comedian. You can't dish it and not take it, especially from other comedians. Okay, so that was some interesting stuff that I learned this week. And I was like in the bar, and I was like, no, it's Aubrey, to my friend, Amory. And then she was like, oh, I thought it was about self-love. So apologies, Amory. You were 100% correct. And the last thing I wanted to go over this week was, because the R. Kelly thing was kind of this open secret in Hollywood, especially among his fans, it seemed. I actually did not know a lot of the stuff that was revealed in the documentary. And people were like, how could you not know this? And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I knew R. Kelly's hits, but I wasn't like following his entire career. Also, I mean, he came out when I was a little kid, so I'm only, you know, got into him as an adult. And when I mean got into him, like when Ignition would come on, I would dance to it. Like, that's the capacity. And I thought Trapped in the Closet was funny. Did think, not anymore. So I wanted to look up some of the other open secrets in Hollywood. And so I went to ranker.com because they seem to have a pretty interesting list. Some of these I knew, some of them I didn't. Some of them were super vague, so apologies. Bear with me on these. So the first one is that many have claimed that child abuse is rampant in Hollywood. Obviously, we know that now. And again, I mean, child abuse, I don't know how old what they really mean, because sometimes you say child and you mean like 16, and sometimes you say child. Like when someone says child, I think like 6, you know? I don't think of a 16-year-old as a child. Definitely someone who is not fully developed and ready to make their own serious decisions, but not a child. So it says that stories of child abuse and molestation in Hollywood have been slowly coming out since the late 80s, but it wasn't until 2015 when Amy Berg's documentary, An Open Secret, ooh, we got to watch that, guys, was released, that people finally started paying attention to the rumors of children being passed around like currency at Hollywood parties. And see, that's stuff that I've heard of. I mean, things like that were discussed with Pizzagate, which Pizzagate, according to my research, is a big lie. But again, you can't tell, because sometimes to keep horrific lies, people just go, oh my God, of course that's a lie. And we all agree that it's a lie. And it's so crazy and so over the top. Kind of like the R. Kelly thing, that we almost can't believe it because we don't want to believe it. So that's that. And I have to look at this Open Secret documentary now. Whew, when did this come out? So it looks like, yeah, 2015, Hollywood's pedophilia epidemic exposed in an open secret. How have we not seen this? Oh my gosh. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. We gotta go, I'll watch this. How did I not see this? Oh my God. And this woman, Amy Berg, she's an Oscar-nominated documentarian, and she must love exposing pedophiles, because she also exposed similar pedophilic abuses in this other movie called Deliver Us from Evil, which is about pedophilia in the Catholic Church. So guys, if you want like a real pedophilic weekend, I'm going to be in Canada this weekend. So I think I'm actually going to watch both of those documentaries, because I'll be very alone and bored, and it's going to be like -10 degrees in Winnipeg. Elijah Wood diplomatically told Vanity Fair that if you can imagine it, it's probably happened, while Corey Feldman said, ask anybody in our group of kids at that time, Hollywood execs were passing us back and forth to each other. That's crazy. And again, it's a tactic that we see again and again. That's why crazy is a dangerous word, because all of Hollywood and kind of the world just decided, oh, Corey Feldman's crazy, and he's probably the only one speaking the truth, honestly. I actually DM'd Corey Feldman on Twitter because I wanted to interview him, because I don't think he's crazy. I think he's telling a lot of facts, and that when you've been traumatized to the level that I imagine he's been traumatized, you come off as crazy because the stories are so wild that you don't want to believe them, and you're traumatized, so you're maybe not acting like a quote unquote normal person. But yeah. All right, so that's one. Man, I love deep diving. Second one is everyone in Hollywood is physically altered in one way or another. I mean, that's boring. Who cares? It doesn't matter. That's not even a thing anymore. Tom Cruise auditions his girlfriends. Definitely heard this one before. I know when that he was dating Katie Holmes, or ultimately married to her, she wasn't the first choice. There were other people that he wanted to have be his like beard girlfriends slash fiancés slash wives, and they wouldn't do it. So she stepped in. Oh my God, let me look up, because there was some really interesting, less famous choices, and I thought he was weird, and that he was lucky that they said no and that Katie Holmes said yes, because she was a much better choice. Who did Tom Cruise want besides Katie Holmes? I remember this coming out.
It's a research break. Hey, yeah. It's a research break. Oh, wow, wow. Where we waste your time doing things we should have done ahead of time.
Okay, so I'm back. So one of the people who was rumored to have auditioned to be Tom Cruise's girlfriend was Scarlett Johansson. And because I sat for a moment and that name came back to me, so I Googled it. She has vehemently denied the claim, and she calls it demeaning. Which, I mean, again, like, of course it's demeaning, but it's also Hollywood. Everything about Hollywood is demeaning. And, you know, if you didn't get the role, of course you're going to say it was demeaning. And then she, you know, said only a man would think of that lie. But then there's there's a woman named Erica Christensen, who's an actress from Parenthood. And she's spoken out about her association with Scientology. And apparently she had a disconnect from Scarlett Johansson, who she was friends with, because the audition didn't go well. Christensen has said, I've worked with Scarlett and think Scarlett is a lovely person, incredibly talented. This story made me laugh, but should be set straight for its intention to create some conflict. It's a strange feeling to be part of a story that's untrue. There is no conflict. I think Scarlett's great. I would love to work with her again. There was also like a couple of singers who were popular at the time who I think were being considered, who aren't relative or relevant now. But yeah, gosh, I love shit like this. Okay, so that was another thing. Definitely true. Scientology is the weirdest thing. I mean, and now it's so much more out there how strange it is because of Leo Remini's wonderful series, which I highly recommend watching. Again, because it's like, there's so many things in Hollywood that are cults, and they're called other things, whether it be R. Kelly's group of women or Scientology or the Illuminati, if you believe in that. There's all these cults, and you're just calling them different names, but they're no different than, you know, something run by Jim Jones. Another thing on this ranker list is everyone is lip syncing. Well, that's fine. And no one cares. I mean, like at performances, yeah, everyone on like the MTV of VMAs, of course, everyone is lip syncing, because you can't do a dance of that nature and sound good and not out of breath. They're not superhuman. Another thing on this list is that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson were never actually dating. I believe that because there's lots of publicists and agents and managers who will set up couples for publicity's sake. I know that Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon were initially kind of set up by their people, and then they actually did like each other and got married. But that was just something that was kind of started as a look, and they do look good together. But yeah, okay, apparently that was just kind of like made into a product for the Twilight franchise. Okay, again, I would believe that. This is another one. You can buy a Golden Globe. They don't mean like you can go to the store and buy it, or you can go to like ebay.com and get it. But there's a lot of stories of producers kind of wining and dining members of the Hollywood Foreign Press who votes for the Golden Globes to ensure that whoever they want to win. I mean, again, that's just like politics. I believe that. Another thing on the list is sexual assault happens and people are afraid to say anything. Well, we know that one's true. LOL. Okay. Will and Jada Pinkett Smith are in an open marriage. I've heard that a lot. You also hear a lot of rumors that Jada Pinkett Smith is a lesbian, or that you know, he's gay, or that they're both gay. I don't know. I'm kind of just not interested in anything except for Jada Pinkett Smith's new like web series, I would call it, where she interviews people, including some of the survivors of R. Kelly. So tune into that because it's pretty good. This is one that I wanted to talk about in depth on this podcast. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Matthew Broderick killed 2 people. Like, he didn't murder them, but he did kill 2 people. And that's an open secret in Hollywood that's never really discussed. So in 1987, when Matthew Broderick was riding high on the success of Ferris Bueller's Day Off and vacationing in Northern Ireland with Jennifer Grey, who he was seeing at the time, the star was speeding through the countryside when he veered into the wrong lane and collided with another car. He received multiple injuries. Jennifer Grey had whiplash, and the driver and passenger of the other car, Margaret Doherty and Anna Gallagher, were killed instantly. Initially, Broderick was charged with causing death by dangerous driving and faced up to 5 years in prison, but he later received the lesser charge of careless driving and was fined only $175. Whoa. See, I knew he had killed 2 people, and I believe that it was a mother and a daughter, and I knew that it was in Ireland. I had thought the story, and this is, you know, rumors is a game of telephone. The story I had heard was that he was drunk, because I'm pretty sure, let me look this up, I'm pretty sure Matthew Broderick is a recovering alcoholic, or maybe, you know, he's off the wagon again. I don't even know. Let's see. Matthew Broderick, alcoholic. can't tell. We'll see. There's no stories outwardly saying it, which means that if it's not, you can't find it pretty quickly. That means like, maybe this is just a rumor. But anyway, he definitely killed 2 people. And, you know, it was in another country. So again, that's kind of how you get away with stuff. But the fact that he was only fined $175, I mean, that's a real fucking Hollywood story. Those poor people. John Travolta might be gay. That's another one. I mean, I thought everyone knew he was gay. Okay, so this one is juicy. Jack Nicholson's sister was really his mom. I never heard this one. Until 1974, Jack Nicholson had been unknowingly living a lie. Right before the Roman Polanski-directed Chinatown was released in theaters across the country, a reporter from Time did some digging and discovered that the woman he thought was his sister, June Nicholson, was actually his mother. She had gotten pregnant at 16 by a random guy, and instead of giving up her promising dance career, June's mother raised Jack as her own son. By the time Nicholson discovered the reality of his familial situation, both June and his mother and grandmother were dead. Well, I mean, that's not something that's uncommon. Back in the day, that was a pretty regular thing to do, that if as a young woman you got pregnant, your mom just raised that kid and then was like, this is your much older sister. So I believe that. This next one is Leighton Meester from Gossip Girl, was born in jail. That's 100% true. I already knew that one. Because her mom, Connie, was arrested for helping to smuggle 1,200-pound shipments of marijuana out of Jamaica in 1983. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, I thought that's cool, but it's like kind of cool. Like if you're born in prison, you're like, that's kind of hard, like badass, you know? So yeah, that's what I have for you today. And we're going to continue to deep dive. Someone had messaged me saying, when I was talking about the R. Kelly stuff on social media, saying that P. Diddy had married a 16-year-old. And I looked into that, and his what's her name? Cassie, I think is her name. That model wife that he was with from like 2007 to 2018, it looks to me by the timeline I saw that she was 20 when they got married, which is like, yeah, super young, but I don't know. So if anyone has any more details on that, you can certainly DM. And if you have any kind of open secrets or things you want us to investigate, that's what Rosebud and I are looking to do. We're looking to look into the secrets, look into theories and rumors, and we can prove or disprove, and we'll figure it out. You know, we will figure it out. And then, of course, always the Biebs. And so what is making me less lonely this week? That's funny because it's been a very weird, I was going to say nothing, but that goes against the intentions of this segment. So I'm going to say my friend A. Marie Castillo is making me feel less lonely this week. I know it's a person, and I know you guys might not know her, so it's not going to help you. But we did a lot this week. She's my Soul Cycle buddy, so I went back to Soul Cycle. I hadn't been in a while, and then I hung out with her, and we got some Taco Bell, because, you know, we like to exercise and then eat Taco Bell. I got some Taco Bell yesterday night, which was Saturday, and she's a wonderful person, and she's very well-versed in sports. She's also a comedian, and if you were at Guys We Fest, she hosted the day portion, so follow her on social. Her name is Part-Time. Her handle is Part-Time Bro. And yeah, and some recommendations if you want to hear more content, especially pop culture stuff. I have 2 podcast episodes one featuring me and Rosebud, and one featuring me to listen to during the week. There is a podcast done by our friend Kyle Ayers called Never Seen It, where a comedian comes on and writes a script for a TV show or movie they've never seen. I was on it a couple months ago, and I have never seen Titanic. I still have not seen it. And it was me rebelling when I was in high school, and I just kind of stuck with it because the movie's long as shit and I know what happens now anyway, you know, historically and in the movie. So I wrote my own script for Titanic, and you can hear me discuss that on Never Seen It, which again, free podcast with Kyle Ayers. Just type in Never Seen It, Corinne Fisher, and it's CORINNE, which people still seem not to know. And Then another great episode is there's a podcast called Stand By Your Band, and Rosebud and I did a live version of that where she defended Justin Bieber and I defended the Spice Girls, because much as I love Bieber, Spice Girls are my number one, and we go real crazy on that one. So again, you can look that up and you can hear me and Rosebud duel over our favorite pop culture icons. Thank you so much for listening. You can follow me on social media at Philanthropy Gal. You can follow Rosebud at Rosebud Baker, and you can follow our producer Mike Coscarelli at Mike Coscarelli. And the theme song, as always, is by Sarah Dooley. She's on social media at Unruly Dooley. She has an album out. Support her music. She is so fucking funny. She made my mom, I mean, I hired her, but she wrote my mom a signature song, and that was part of my mom's Christmas gift, and it was so good. She's also written me a jingle. I love it. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you, and you'll hear us next week. Bye.